When it comes to debugging, console is the most important thing that we use. To use console, we say console.log and pass any number of messages like hello and world and press enter. When we press enter, we can see the different messages. But if we look closely, we can see that console.log is a function. But console is just an object because we are using dot operator here. What happens when we press console? We can see that console is an object with different methods like assert, clean, count, debug, dir, error, group, and a lot of other functions. But normally, a lot of developers don't even use them. So in this video, we will try to understand the different use cases for different method and use it appropriately. To start with, we'll learn about semantic logging. You must have heard the word semantic. It means using right thing at the right place. Let's try to understand the difference between warning, error, and info. I'll select these three elements, copy it, come down, and here we'll say console.warn error or info, and we'll pass a message like hello testing and refresh it. So we can see the difference between info, warning, and error. The way the error is thrown is different. So semantic is used for conveying more message that it can normally convey. Say, think about in HTML, you can use div, but you can also use nav. Div is used to group multiple elements. Nav can also be used for that, but nav conveys more information. That's why it is called semantic. So here, whenever you have any kind of warning, using console.warn is more semantic because it conveys more information, because it has yellow background. And for error, you can see it is red background. So it is conveying more information with the same piece of code. Another benefit of using semantic logging is you can click on this button and this button will show you all the messages, and here it will show all the error message, warning. So in this way, you will be able to filter it out. What if I only want to see error message? So I can click on this. What if I want to see just the warning? I can click on this. So after using semantic logging, you can also use this to filter it out. But if you're just using console.log, you cannot use this to filter different kind of messages. Let's move on to the next thing, that is string substitution. We know that console.log takes an infinite number of arguments. It can be any data type, something like console log hello world. I'll go ahead and comment it out so we see a clean output. Refresh it here, you can see hello world. But there is a special case. When the first argument is a string, you can use string substitution. What do I mean when I say that? I can use special character, that is %c, and then as a next parameter, I can write any kind of style like color red. Refresh it and you can see because we have used %c, this got substituted with this second argument. And that's why the color become red. You can pass other CSS style also, something like font size 40 pixel. Refresh it and you can see it became larger. So in this way, you can use string substitution, and there are special string substitution that we can use. %c is used for style. Similarly, we can use %s also. So I'll go ahead, delete this part, and here I'll say %s. And the second parameter is what it will be replaced with. So I want to say hello test space world and refresh it, and you'll see the word test got substituted for %s. Similarly, we have other things also like %o for object and %d for digit, but you will not be using that a lot. So this is how you can use string substitution to substitute the value. Let's move on to the next part, that is group. So console has a method called group. I'll show you with grouping and without grouping so you can compare them. So here I have a variable called users, that is an array of objects. I'll go ahead and refresh this here and you'll see that I'm looping over users and logging the name and age of the user. And you can see Arya 19, John 25, Sansa 23. So we're getting the values. But here these things are not very friendly. Like I cannot see if the age of 19 belongs to Arya or it belongs to John because it is harder to read. So I'll go ahead, uncomment this part of the code and refresh it here. And now let's try to compare them. So this is without grouping, but this is with grouping. You can see this is the information of Arya that contains Arya and 19. This is the information about John and this is about Sansa. So to create this, we use console.group and we pass any value that needs to be visible here. Here we are just using the name, and in middle you use all your console log, and then at the end you say console.group end. So you start the group, you put all the console and you end your group. So in this way, grouping multiple logs becomes really friendly and you can differentiate between different values. So you can use console.group to group multiple logs. Let's move on to the next part, that is console.time. So here we can see that we are using console.time that can calculate the time it took for this loop to end. So let's go ahead, refresh it here, and you can see creating data is 13 milliseconds. If we increase the number of zeros here and refresh it, you'll see the value increases. Is because I am starting the timer here, and here at the end of the loop I'm saying console the time end, and you have to give it the same name so they can understand this is the one I'm ending it here, and based on that they can calculate the timing here. You can use it to understand how much of time any portion of your code is taking, and you can know how much time it is taking for a piece of code to run. Let's move to the last part, that is console.table. We know that users is an array of object. I'll go ahead and refresh it here. So when you say console.table, it displays the data in a tabular format, and that is very easy to read. Like say the index is 0, the name is Arya and age is 19. Here in the second line, that is line number 54, we are saying console.table, and it can also accept second parameter, that is an array, where we are saying just show the name, nothing else. So here you'll only be seeing name. In second one I'm saying age, so here only age will be visible. So in this way we learnt about some semantic loggings like warn, error and info, doing some kind of string substitution to change the color of the console log. And you can see this string substitution at a lot of places, like think about opening facebook.com and open console here. When you will open console, you can see the message is larger and it has color and stuff. So now you can create something like this by yourself using string substitution. We learned about console.group to group multiple console with a name. We can use console.time and table to display log in more friendly version. So in this way, we will be using different methods for different use cases.